Hi and welcome to the course. Thanks for joining. Let's jump right in. We'll begin by looking at the installation of Visual Studio Code. This is a fairly straightforward procedure, so you may not even need this video, but we're including this for the sake of completeness. There are a couple of options in the Windows installation that I would like you to see, but if you're comfortable with Visual Studio Code installation and you've done it already, you can go ahead and skip this video. We're going to start off with Windows, then move on to Mac and then Linux. So to install Visual Studio Code on Windows, all you have to do is search for VS Code in any search engine you like and simply go ahead and download from code.visualstudio.com. So if you go to this link, you will see the basic download button over here for Windows. There are some other options as well, but I would recommend just going with the default build. So if you click on this is going to go ahead and download the executable for you, which is a fairly small executable, approximately 90 megabytes. So it should be done really quickly. We're going to go ahead and run this installer and basically accept the agreement, hit next, until you get to this screen over here. So this screen has two options over here, which is add open with code action to Windows Explorer file context menu and directory context menu. So I would highly recommend that you enable these two. What this would do is allow you to right click on a folder or a file and simply click on open with code to open that directory or the file in Visual Studio Code. So this is a really good way of working with Visual Studio Code directly from the Windows Explorer. So I don't know why they haven't enabled this by default, but you should enable these because this is going to make your life easier. Okay. So make sure that add to path and register code as an editor is also checked, but it's on by default, so it should be fine. Other than that, it's just a matter of clicking next and the install should be done. Once this is done, you can simply go ahead and start Visual Studio Code from your start menu, just as you would start any software. So once this is done, click on finish and this will launch Visual Studio Code for you. And this is the welcome screen that we're going to be starting off with in the next video. So let's move on to Mac, and the installation on Mac is almost the same. You search for VS Code in whatever search engine you like. Simply go ahead to the code.visualstudio.com, and this time the default button obviously is going to allow you to download the Mac Universal Installer. So this one works with the Apple chips and the Intel chips. So the older Macs and the newer Macs, all of them are supported by this universal binary. Simply go ahead and click on this, and that is going to go ahead and download the file for you. So the download over here is a zip file. Once this is downloaded, simply go ahead and click on this, and this is going to unzip the file for you on the Mac. So let's wait until the download is done and then unzip the directory to get this thing over here. So you can go ahead and take this Visual Studio Code executable and put it in your applications, or just leave it over here and execute it from here. Because I use Visual Studio Code very often, I do move it to applications so that it's in one place, which is the recommended installation location. Okay, so the final thing, let's go ahead and do this on Ubuntu as well, which is probably the easiest one of the batch. To install on Linux, again, you head over to code.visualstudio.com, and this will allow you to download the deb file for Ubuntu or its variants, or the RPM for Red Hat and Fedora Wins. So depending on your distribution, which you would know if you're already using Linux, you are going to go ahead and download the correct one. I'm going to do .deb because I'm on Ubuntu. This is going to download the deb package, which you can simply install by opening it with the software installer. Okay, so once this is downloaded, you click on this and it opens it up in the software install. Takes a while to open the first time. Once this is done, you simply click on install and you're good to go. So now that we have Visual Studio Code set up, we can go ahead and start using it, which we'll do in the next video. So see you there.